Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Today we are talking about the Piccolo and GEKISHIN SQUADRA Master Guide. Now, I did the same thing with Krillin. If you haven't seen that one yet, I would suggest checking it out, especially because I'm going to be dropping one for every single character that I can possibly get in Dragon Ball GEKISHIN SQUADRA. And if you guys want to see a very specific character, just let me know down below, and I'll try to master that character as quickly as I can. If I have it, and if I don't have it, then I'll have to go and buy some freaking gems, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's get into it. So, Piccolo, he is a damage unit and probably one of the most disgusting characters in the entire game. I'm going to be entirely honest with you. This character is just absolutely insane. If you guys have not played Piccolo before, I played him in all two betas, in both betas, my bad, and Piccolo has still been the grandstand craziest sniper in the entire game with the craziest moves ever. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys, we're going to talk about the moves. I'm going to show some examples of the moves on the screen, and you guys can see them in action. And then after that, we can also see his utilities and stuff like that. And then I'm going to talk about his build at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you're here just for the build, I would just go forward a little bit. But let's go ahead and talk about opening move toward victory, his passive. And I think it's one of the coolest passives yet. The reason why is because his passive is whenever he shoots his rush attack, which, by the way, rush attacks can be close or far range depending on the character. So his rush attack is from a very long distance, like sniper distance. And he reduces the skill cooldown every single time he's using his rush attack, which is absolutely insane. And we're not even talking about the rush attack yet. We're just talking about what the rush attack does. I mean, what his passive does with the rush attack. It also, if the rush attack is the powered up one, which we'll talk about in a second, this one also reduces cooldowns too, but drastically. So it's really cool because that procs very often compared to how many people think. For instance, an energy blast attack, the way that it works is after the 5th consecutive attack after a demon whip, this attack is powered up and deals up more damage. And this damage scaling is absolutely insane. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but normally he could do up to 150 to 250 with his attack. But then the second you get that consecutive 5th and the energy blast comes out, and this is, by the way, this is just his rush attack. It shoots out, and it does a massive amount of damage, almost like a second light grenade, and it's incredibly consistent. Some would say burst damage, but some would say consistent. I would say consistent damage. And by the way, this thing is always in your pocket. So the second you release it, or the second you start a rush attack, and you have this thing ready, like that 5th consecutive ready, it will automatically shoot that 5th consecutive out. Like, it will just keep going as consistently as possible. So think of it like rolling the dice. I mean, not rolling the dice. Counting jacks? I don't even know how to explain it. But the 5th shot will always be that super powered shot. And I've seen it do massive amounts of damage and really chunk the heck out of people, or just play really, really well passively from the distance, and really just destroy your opponent while your teammate is fighting them. This is just really good for that. Really just shutting people down. Light Grenade. Now, we did see Light Grenade get some nerfs to where his early game is not as crazy as his late game now, but I still personally think that his Light Grenade is incredibly well made and really good, because it doesn't just shoot forward, it also causes an explosion on the 3rd level. It does it on the 1st and 2nd level, but it's a very small explosion. The 3rd level is where it really expands and really is just much larger, does a lot of damage, hits a lot of people at once. And if you're in the middle of a team fight, you throw a light grenade in the middle of that, it just does so much damage to everyone around there, and then just start rush attacking them down. But there's a lot of utility also in Piccolo's kit, which makes him one of the best attackers in the game. I would even say top 5 because of his utility. And that's going to be Hellzone Trap. Now, Hellzone Trap, even in the early game to late game, every single level of this move has a very good use. And that is to shoot it behind your opponent, shoot it in front of your opponent, slow people down, bring people, you could slow people down from running away or slow people down from attacking you. And it's such a really good move, because if they try to move within that area and they accidentally walk into any of those, they will be hurt instantly, and it will target them, which is really cool. The only problem is, like, there is a secondary you could do, which is, like, you could automatically bring it down, which if you hit it again, you could just proc all of them to come down. That, I think, is probably the worst idea you could probably do. I honestly prefer that you actually keep it in the air. The only reason at that is because even if they run into like one of them and you're keeping the heat on them, if they're running away, they're gonna get hit and they're not gonna be able to fly away. If they're running after you and you're trying to get away, throw this in front of them. They can't do anything. They're just gonna have to like either be absolute dodge masters or freaking, just take the hit and have to run away after that, because this still does a lot of damage and it does movement speed slow, which is really good. Demon Whip. Now, this is one of the crazier moves in Piccolo's kit. This also triggers that passive we have with Rush Attack on the 5th consecutive, which after Demon Whip, you could do like a 5th consecutive and then hit Demon Whip to chase after somebody, and it will do another charged up energy blast, which is absolutely insane. Or you could use this to run away. I've used this plenty of times to run away. It's a fantastic move. You could use it to grab onto ally heroes or enemy heroes or even walls, which is really crazy. And the move itself is just incredibly useful for just mobility. And the higher the level, the farther the distance you can grab. So his arm goes to a ridiculous length. And you could use this to either rush people down or to, just run away. Which I use it, but this is kind of the last one I level up. I'm going to say priority, by the way, is going to be Light Grenade, Hellzone Trap to Demon Whip. Special Beam Cannon, obviously, if you get level 5, take it. If you get level 8, take it. If you get level 11, take it. As quickly as you can, because we're going to talk about Special Beam Cannon. Now, Special Beam Cannon is one of the hardest hitting ultimates in the entire game. Next to Goku Spirit Bomb. Goku Spirit Bomb doesn't need any work. It's very large. It does a lot of damage. But Special Beam Cannon could be charged up to 3 times depending on how many cooldowns you have. So Special Beam Cannon has about 3 cooldowns, whether you're at level 1, 2, or 3. So you could use 1 cooldown and just spam a Special Beam Cannon about 3 times. You could charge it up 2 times and then throw out 2 Special Beam Cannons. Like 1 with the 2 charges and then 1 with the single charge. Or you could charge up all 3 charges for 1 massive Special Beam Cannon. And this Special Beam Cannon does so much damage that you could really just steal bosses with this thing. It's the only move I've ever seen that goes right through that boss's damage resistance without any problem at all. Like, you can't rush attack them down. You can't skill attack them down. No, this freaking ultimate, literally one of the highest damaging ultimates in the game, literally chunks a boss like Ribrianne and Jocko at the end of the game for about, I would even say about almost 75% of their HP. So even if the enemy is stealing the boss and you throw this thing out fully charged and they just give you a little bit of time, because it doesn't even take that long, it takes like 6 seconds, you throw the whole level 3 out, what happens? Boss is yours. You win. That's all you got to do as Piccolo. You do a lot of damage, you play aggressively, and then boom, you take their bosses away from them. You could guarantee 4 bosses every single match if you're a Piccolo main. If you're a Piccolo main and you know where to be at every single moment of the match, you go out there and you hit that Special Beam Cannon, that is it. You do not have to do anything else. Just boom, 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 boom. Through all 4 bosses, day 1. Okay, now let's talk about his build. Now, there are some really, really good tactics you could use here. If you're a newer player, I would recommend some things, but in my opinion, it really just depends on you. For instance, if you're someone who likes to play aggressive, Lightning Swift is your man. Lightning Swift will give you that aggressive playstyle where you're able to hit with the Lightning Strike every single time you use a Vanish Step. This can be used in like aggressive or not aggressive manners. It really just depends on you and the way that you want to use it. You could back up, hit him with the Lightning Strike with your rush attack or with the skill, and then you do a lot of damage, or you get aggressive and you come after them with the vanish step, seal the deal. So Lightning Swift is really, really good. I personally like Super Snowball still because all attack up is still really nice, especially because this also constitutes as your ultimate skill, also gets this same buff with the attack all. So when all attack up is like, it literally just means all attack up. So freaking all your attack is going. And I would say if you're a newer player, maybe Strategic Escape might be your bag. It's not really the most important because there's a lot of people that can shut it down. But with this, you do get the movement like you get the movement to get away from enemy heroes. You just got to make sure your back is turned to them. I think that, yeah, once you actually do that, you could either go with that or too easy, where you could really just play passively. And if you take too much damage, you walk it back and just go like heal. But personally speaking, if you're going to be like a Piccolo player master and you will really want to main the character, Lightning Swift and Super Snowball are your two best friends. Lightning Swift, if you really just want quick damage and you're relying on Piccolo, Special Beam Cannon specifically, to be your main source of damage, and you're throwing out those level 1 Special Beam Cannons, then Lightning Swift might be your main. But personally, I like consistent damage, so Super Snowball with the rush attacks is probably the most broken, and I'm going to tell you why it gets even better when we start talking about card 3. So card 2, Giant Slayer. I don't think this one's necessary. This one is amazing if you just want to use like one quick level 3 Special Beam Cannon and you're done with the boss. Like, you could do a lot of damage or even almost kill a boss every single time first try. But I prefer using Prepare to Die. Now, the reason why I prefer using Prepare to Die is because this also greatly increases the attack done to an enemy hero when they have less than 50% HP. This helps you do a lot of damage if you're using the rush attack. Like I said, that rush attack with the super powered 5th consecutive does so much damage, and even more damage if you just get them to 50%. Throw out a Special Beam Cannon, guaranteed death, even if they're a tank. If you are a newer player, you could go for something like Art of Decoy. I've seen a lot of people run Epic Hunter, which is boost damage to boss for 4 seconds. This is pretty good if you're just going to be that like supportive Piccolo. But personally speaking, if you're just using Prepare to Die for PvP, I think this one matters a lot more personally. Now, for the last card, so my recommendations so far have been Super Snowball or Lightning Swift. I prefer Prepare to Die, but if you're really going to be the Master Piccolo, you have to get Wicked Warrior. Now, the thing is, boosting your rush attack damage is just so good. Land 3 consecutive rush attacks on an enemy hero in a row. The 4th, the 5th, and then use a Demon Whip, and then another one is really good, dude. You do so much damage with your rush attacks. We're talking powered up attack, Demon Whip, powered up attack again. It does so much damage. And then after that, you just finish him off with whatever skills you have, and trust me, he has the utility to do a lot. I've seen some people use Pursuer. In my opinion, Pursuer's not really my bag, because it does require you to land 2 different skills in order to actually use Pursuer. It does a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, it does a lot of damage. It also boosts your speed, so if you're gonna like, you know, get after them, this is a great way to do it. But in my opinion, Wicked Warrior is the more consistent. Now, this one is probably a really crazy one that people don't really know. Backstab can actually be utilized with the Hellzone area, like the Hell, I think it's called the, what is it called again? I'm sorry. I just got to remember this Piccolo move before I look dumb. Hellzone Trap. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I got that right. I was going to say Hellzone Grenade, but that didn't make any sense. Hellzone Trap. So you could use Hellzone Trap and Backstab at the same time, which is pretty funny. Because if your enemy's running away from you and they accidentally run into your, what do you call it? Into your ability, right? So this is how it works. Greatly shortens the cooldown for a skill landed. Now, land a skill except super attacks on an enemy within 3 seconds of being discovered. If you're using Hellzone Trap and then the enemy runs into it and then you just go ahead and run into them, you could really just stack a bunch of damage. It's just really funny. If you do want to be that guy who just wants to focus on running away, then obviously these would be your pick. But you're going to be missing out on all that sweet, sweet Piccolo damage you get from Wicked Warrior. But, you know, this is just my build idea. And if you guys, you know, have seen the video so far, you guys know that, you know, it works. So it just depends on the way you want to play, though, obviously. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell down below. I'll see you guys in a future video. Take it easy, and peace out.